Okay. This time we have Team Extreme on blue side and Team Dragon Balls on red. So it's right away we see a Amumu ban and brand ban for I think Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is actually a really good ban. Yeah. And, yeah. And blue team bans Shadow Saver, which was a really big problem in last game, as we saw at least in the laning phase, because he was actually there was a time actually he had a 50 CS lead over Vayne. That's really unacceptable in this level of gaming. And the last ban from blue team is a Sejuani. I think these bans are more of a adapted ban from the last game than more than a targeted ban, I guess.
Yeah. Guys, let me
Rek'Sai
remind you...
Rek'Sai and Jax ban says
Yeah.
Well, what red team is actually doing, they're keeping everything like the last game because it actually worked out for a game, right?
Yep.
So why change the strats when it is actually not broken?
Guys, let me remind you, the winner, if TDB win this game, they will be the winners of the semi-pro league. Considering this is the best of 3. Okay, so there's hovering over Cho'Gath. It has never been played in this tournament. Okay, that was a
Brompix makes
we really
sense,
wanted to see that Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
We really wanted to see a Cho'Gath thing.
So you would like to see a
And it's
Cho'Gath farming.
It's fun to see. It's fun to see something uncommon. Yeah, dibs on Zach. I want to see a Zach here.
Yeah, Egg is a really fun champion to spectate because he has a lot of avenue to actually gank.
Yes.
And a Tamkench can be epic. Well, Tamkench has the two-way flex while they're hovering on that crash.
Crash, yeah, unless it's a top lane crash. Oh, when a Volibear is locked in. Is this the first time
this Volibear can go into like 2 positions.
Yeah, is this the first time there's a Volibear?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh wait, give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's a Terry. The Hecarim gets picked up. So, what do you think of the Hecarim? Is Hecarim still a very viable jungler?
Yeah, Hecarim, well, Hecarim, I don't know really.
Is blind picking Hecarim good?
No, I don't think so. Well, they actually know that this Volibear can actually flex into 2 positions. Like, if this Volibear is jungle, well, Volibear is actually pretty strong in the early game against this Hecarim.
Yep.
If the Hecarim goes behind in early game, he's pretty much weak until the 6th item point, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Volibear is really strong in his lane phase. And if it's a jungle Volibear that gets the snowball, he's not gonna be dying anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a top lane Volibear.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the jungle.
Yeah.
So
finally
let me
we see Vayne actually pick
a more viable carry
rather than Vayne, I guess.
Yeah, it's a more viable carry right now. Lucian is more into the lane. Depends on what. Oh, it's a Lucian Braum.
Yeah, Lucian is pretty good in this patch since like most of the AD carries are nerfed pretty hard, right? Like we have seen Jhin nerfs, then Ashe, also Twitch.
So this is a Ashe Taric against the Jhin. I'm sorry, it's a Lucian Braum. What do you think? Who has the lane?
Well, if Lucian and Braum can push the lane and get a few kills in the bot lane, it's going to be a nightmare for Ashe since Lucian just goes off after getting few kills. So it's not a pretty good laning phase for Ashe and Taric, but if they play smart, they can actually survive it. Not like the worst lane you can be in.
Yep.
But Braum and Lucian will have a lot of kill pressure in the bot lane.
In
And
the laning
this
phase.
Dreadlord idiot again hovering
Fiora.
on the Fiora. Well, I don't think Fiora is a bad pick, but his laning phase was pretty solid. I have to give him that. But his team fighting was pretty off. Like he literally threw off his lead, just tipping in random
he looked
positions
to
in that
he
time.
more looked to go into the 1v3s and 1v4s instead of a proper team fighting.
And Holy Ghost Zyra has seen a lot of success in this tournament.
Okay,
And-
now I personally prefer the Gnar into the Fiora. Gnar is a very decent matchup against when it comes to matching up with Fiora.
Yeah.
Considering you can poke him out of the lane.
It's a safer
Yeah, it's
pick
a very
than
safe,
Poppy.
safe pick. Yeah.
But if you fall behind a Snar, you don't really have much to do. Like with Poppy, you have the utility, right?
Yep.
But Gnar, no.
Doesn't really provide
Yeah,
that
because
utility.
he requires a lot of setup. But are we seeing an Azir? Oh my God, it's an Azir pick.
We've
I think
gone
it's the first time
back.
we are seeing in this tournament.
Yeah, we've gone back in time. There's Azir and then there's a Volibear.
It's not just the Azir. Like Azir is the highest skill cap champ I have ever seen, I guess.
In the mid lane, yeah.
Yeah. And after those nerfs, which he actually suffered over the patches in this year, it's really hard to play him. Well, let's talk about the comp from Red Team. Red Team literally have a comp which lets them sit behind and kite the Blue Team, while Blue Team has a comp just to go all over the Red Team. So it's again, everything depends on the execution, how each team actually execute the team fights, rather than like bashing everything in the basket.
For now, if you ask me, the Red Team, and it's TDB again, they have the better comp.
Yeah, they actually have a better comp, like they have better picks.
Yeah, and so is Fiora running Ghost? Did he run Ghost in the last game?
Yeah, they actually have two ways to reset the fight. First, they can actually like shove everything out by a zero wall.
Yep.
Then they have the Tarek ult, which is really annoying in times. Like you're hitting an enemy, but you're doing 0 damage to them while taking damage from them. Really frustrating.
Yeah, and I think the Red Team can fight in the jungle. They have that. They have that comp. They have the soldiers and the Azir who can just keep poking them until they go.
And the big problem for Lucian in the team fight is like almost every Azir literally outranges Lucian in team fights. Like it's really hard to team fight as a Lucian against Azir.
You won't be able to move after Azir gets that understood, and then to that realize it gets harder for the carries to move around.
And here's the thing: we're actually seeing Dreadlord Idiot actually running Ghost on Fiora.
Did he run Ghost in the last game, or?
No, he had a flash, I guess.
Oh, he had flash. Yeah. So I don't think that's a very smart decision, considering.
Because when you have Azir, you have to have a flash, right?
Yeah.
You cannot go over Azir wall without the flash as a Fiora.
Yeah, Fiora's not that straight of a surviving fighter like Poppy. He doesn't get tanky. He's more of a DPS damage dealer. I don't think the Ghost is necessary. You should just run flash.
Do you think it's a miss?
Yeah.
Did you think he taken it like in mistake or something?
He shouldn't. It would have just been reported already, just for the game to be remade if he did that. I think he's done it intentionally. I don't think that's a really good decision to take Ghost on Fiora.
Yeah.
Considering if you get ganked in level 3 or level 4, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And it's a Volibear. He's just gonna pull you in.
And top of everything, and now it's going to be really hard for them to fight over Azir wall. Even though it stays for only 3 seconds, but those 3 seconds is a lot when you're playing Fiora, squishy carry. Even though she does a lot of damage, but if you cannot hit your vitals, you actually are pretty squishy, right? Because you cannot heal off your like ults.
Yeah. I'm totally against the Ghost pickup from Fiora. I don't think that was really smart. But if you look at the other lanes, Zyra against Azir, Zyra will get the lane pressure early in this matchup. And so will the bot lane for Lucian and Braum.
But if the Azir gets an item like the Nashor Stood,
Yeah.
After that, he's just gonna like shove
Just have
Zyra
a
out
win,
of
yeah,
lane.
yeah, yeah. And then there's this Ash. And if you look at the late game for the red team, they have
Yeah.
the carries are in form of the super late game. They can deal the damage even if they're far
Yeah.
behind. The Ash and Azir will get activated at one point in this game, even if they are very far behind.
Uh,
So
and if
yeah,
Zyra ultimate doesn't have to do damage to your carries though, but the most important thing which the Zyra ult can do is actually zone out your AD carry, like the opponent's AD carry from damage. That's all they actually need.
yeah,
Like if they can zone out the AD carry from the front line and let Fiora like hit him,
yeah.
that's
They
going to
have
be that's going to be a lot. Yeah.
they have a lot of zoning. They have the Hecarim on Slot of Shadows.
Yeah,
They have the
and
Braum
this time
ult.
they have like
Yeah, this time they
enemy
have
team's
put
carry assassination with that Fiora and
the
Hecarim.
Hecarim. Yeah. Yeah, they have put up a better comp than last time. Don't
Yeah,
you think?
actually, this comp is actually better than the last comp, but I
Yeah.
would really like a flash on
On the
Fiora.
Fiora, yeah, that was the only bold move. Let's see what
Let's
he
see,
pulls
like,
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he has something on his mind which we are not actually catching up now. Let's see what happens. And everything for the keystones are standard, but I would really like melee supports playing Grasp rather than Bond of Stone because it gives you a lot of trading potential. I don't think they're not used to playing those keystone,
Yep.
so they actually plays Bond of Stone.
Yeah.
And I think Volibear didn't change his keystone. He should have been playing Strength of Ages rather than
Not
Wrath of the
sure.
Undying.
Not sure. I think he forgot to change it.
Yeah, because
He
Wrath of the Undying only works for
it's totally
champions.
unnecessary. Not
Yeah,
really of any
yeah.
use in the jungle.
Only
Yeah.
time he's gonna use his keystone is when he's ganking.
Yeah.
Rather than that, it's pretty much useless. And mid
Yeah.
laner, as usual, we see the Thunderlord. And top laners Fervor of Battle,
Yeah.
while the ADCs are running the same thing. And Hecarim going for a defensive keystone, well, it's not the worst thing you can have, but it's pretty decent. The Strength of
Yeah.
Ages.
Now, if you look at the carries, the damage dealers from both the teams, on
Yeah.
one side it's Lucian and Zyra, and the other side it's Ashe and Azir. Obviously, I'll give it to Ashe and Azir
Yeah.
because they are more of a scaler. They will scale into the late game. They will deal
But
their damage.
here's the thing, like blue team really has an explosive mid game. If they can hold on up to mid game,
Yeah.
they can pretty much win every single fight in mid game. Like if
Yeah,
they
but
can.
would it matter if they can't really end this game within the
No,
within
not
the
really
time?
though, yeah. Like what they have to do is go on like they have to force dragons in mid
Yeah,
game.
they have to force
and,
fights.
yeah, like at least bait dragons and force them into like bad situations and win the
Yeah.
team's fights off it and snowball the game by getting a baron and into a win. That's
Yeah.
the best scenario they can have. Rather than that, if both teams stalls out, red team wins by default, I guess,
Yeah.
by their sheer scaling.
So there's a pause. Faith is having an emergency issue. He's gonna be away for 5 or 10 minutes. He looks at Echo. So, what do you think about the jungle matchup, the Hecarim and the Volibear?
Well, Hecarim has to be careful where he's actually ganking. Like, he has to know that Volibear isn't there. Like, if he ganks top lane while Volibear is already there, that's going to be double kill for red team.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Volibear is pretty strong in early game with, and they have the grasp. Top of that, like it's grasp is really good while you're actually dueling, but in the jungle it's not the best item. But while you're actually dueling, it's pretty good because you get the heal of it, and Volibear has that annoying passive, which lets him heal for like forever. and you don't see any ignites in top lane, so that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah, it was back in the season 2 the last time they played Ignite in the top lane.
Yeah.
But you still get to see not in competitive or in LCS, you still get to see Ignite with some champions like Riven
Yeah,
or
Riven Ignite
Yasuo.
and even Fiora Ignite is not bad though.
Yeah, yeah.
You can literally kill first blood in
I
every
I
single game
I
with that.
still believe Fiora already has a lot of kill pressure in his lane, and Ignite is not really needed. TP gives you more the utility to roam around the whole map.
Yeah, like it's just like one of those play like if you want to extra try hard though.
Yeah, yeah.
The best champion which goes with TPS as Ignite is actually Riven because like no matter how many Riven games you played or not, but you will always find that like 2 HP remaining enemy after
Yeah,
like wing slash.
yeah.
That's
where
really
the Ignite,
frustrating.
that's where the Ignite comes in handy. So,
Yeah.
the Volibear has reconnected. We're still waiting on Faith
Fate,
to.
who's having a family emergency. Yeah, we can understand that. Like,
Yeah,
get it.
we'll wait for it.
Like his uncle is very sick, so guys, bear with us. And while you're at it, like actually pray for his uncle. He's really sick. Okay. So whatever the things we actually saw from last game is that TDB doesn't play around their top laner much, while Team Extreme plays a lot from their top lane. Like they
Yeah,
actually kept on ganking the Poppy last game, which did work out, but Fiora couldn't like transition her lead to any like team fight winning place, right?
yeah. It was just some bad decision making. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be TPing into one before.
But the
I mean,
initial play was really good. Like
yeah,
they actually got a
yeah.
lead out of top lane.
They had a very big lead. Fiora was snowballing very hard. At one rate, she was already 2 levels ahead of the Poppy, if I'm not mistaken.
And
You should
one
be able
item
to.
ahead as well.
Yeah. You should be able to easily transition it into the team fighting, but he decided to go for more of a 1v4 or 1v3 situation.
Yeah, like in those situations, like yes, you can pull those off in like solo queue games where like people aren't on the same page like one player is, right? But in team games, like you cannot actually pull off 1v5s pretty often unless you're like 6 item in like 25 minutes,
Yeah.
which is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So
But
you
is-
actually shouldn't go for glory when you can actually win a game if you play with your patience.
Yeah. Now, what I'm waiting to see is the ghost pickup from Fiora. I don't think it really. I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Let's see, like he has something on his mind though.
Yeah, he probably has something that's fine.
Like I understand the ghost on like Jax and the other champions like Irelia or Olaf.
Yeah,
But Fiora, not really though.
yeah.
Like she has a gap closer, right? Like not just a gap closer, like you get a reset every time you hit a vital, right?
Yep.
So this goes.
You should try playing Fiora in Earth.
Oh my god.
It's on a 0.8 second cooldown when you hit the champion or a minion.
That's
You can use it Q instead of autos. That's really broken.
that's pretty darn awful though for an opponent.
Yeah.
But for a while, I really enjoyed playing Rengar in ARF mode. Like you have your ult on like 18-second cooldown.
Well, I played against the Rengar today. And it wasn't really nice. I was playing with Fortune. And you can pretty much guess what happens when a Rengar jumps on.
I remember there was one
it was-
point like you were standing on base and like Rengar ulted
Yeah, it was also an AP Rengar. Just one jump and down and you're dead. You don't even have to.
It's really awful. Like Rengar literally roams around the map fully invisible.
Yeah.
Well, and Riven is actually good too. Like she has zero cooldowns on her broken wings,
Yeah.
like infinite Q.
Uh, Alright, let's. I think we should talk about the game
Yeah.
instead
Well,
of joking around.
there isn't much to talk about though, since like
Yeah,
we're in like
it's
zero
just 5 seconds.
minutes.
It's just 5 seconds. Yeah. Uh, so I have to ask you something, and this is a debate that goes on, and it's something that no one can really uh, answer properly. What I want to know is, what do you think is a smart item on the AD carry level? See most of the ADCs right now, you get to see the cull pickup instead of the Doran plate. And in some ADCs, they tend to start the Doran plate first, and then they switch. Not switch. I mean, then they buy the cull after the Doran plate. Why do you think it's a smarter move? Should you get the cull first, or should you get the cull second after the Doran plate?
Well, it depends on your back. So here's what I do. Well, I always start runs, no matter what the matchup is. Well, well, even then, when I actually come to base after that, let's say I came to base with like really awkward base, like I got chunked out in lane or something, like jungler ganked me and I have to go back, or I died pretty much early. So, well, I'm in base and I have like 5 to 600 gold. I actually get a
Yeah.
cull and few pots and pink ward. So
Yeah.
that's the situation, because you're actually praying that you actually go out of this lane like farming and stuff and get a like
Yeah.
extra 300 gold after you get that 100 CS on call.
Mm-hmm.
That is one situation, and the other situation is like if you have a favorable matchup, like you're against a you're playing Lucian against a Ezreal. Well, Ezreal is not gonna do anything to you, right? So you can
Yeah.
actually start call.
Yeah, but what if you think it this way? If you have a better AD carry, a more of a lane bully like
Yeah.
Draven or Lucian or maybe MF, what do
Yeah.
you do? Because after your first B, and if you have enough money, you can either go for a long sword or you can go for a cull. And I just want to ask you this: when you buy that cull, do you really decide yourself that you want to go for a passive lane?
Not all the time though. Like let's say I actually got chunked out as a Draven, and I'm at base and I got a cow. So I won't actually go to the lane in playing passive after that. I would
Yeah,
like to I will like to go aggressive on the opponent AD carry, but the cull is just a cherry on top. Like if I win the lane, I will always have a big lead above the other AD carry from my adoration gold and my
no,
cull gold.
yep,
Here's the thing, like cull is not the best investment all the time, but sometimes it actually edges you out. Like sometimes it actually depends on your opponent. Like let's say
yeah.
you get a cull in as your first item, but your opponent later is not actually uh, what punishing you for that. So
Hmm.
you actually get a win out of it, right?
Yep.
You get a huge chunk of gold after doing that 100 CS mark.
Yeah, that's kind of like 300 gold maybe or 350, 250. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot
Is
of
it?
gold.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold
And
for
it
any
gives
carry.
you that money to buy a BF sword instead of just
Yeah,
a hammer or
it
something.
doesn't only give you gold, it gives you a health reset,
Yeah.
and it gives you uh, a health reset on minion kills. It's a good sustain item as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to survive laning phase, like let's say Ash dies in level 2, you can go base and buy a cull. It will be a good investment for her.
Yep.
But I don't think it's a really good investment for any top lanes. Like it used to be a good investment for GP when he actually had a pretty decent early game, like what 5 or 6 patches ago. I hope.
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah. Now they
good on like
run they
yeah,
run more of the mastery, which gives you extra gold for every minion that dies near you.
yeah. Oh, the dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dangerous game. I mean, you should. Can you not run the same thing on AD carries? Does it change
yeah.
anything?
But you can though. But
Well,
you have
maybe
to
the
sacrifice the
other.
mana reset.
Yeah.
That's not good though, because
Yeah.
it helps you a lot in team
That's
fights.
a huge chunk of mana. Yeah. That's a lot of mana you're talking about. So.
I'm really surprised that um, Botland didn't go all in against Ash by getting a ignite. They could actually run ignite in this game since they literally have zero champions to use the exhaust against.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, only what Volibear is gonna run at you, but it's pretty easy to kind of Volibear out
জেসন
Yeah.
as with blue team.
Yeah, yeah.
জেসন
Yeah,
কি খেলা কি স্টার্ট হচ্ছে না এখনো পজ?
pause.
Pause.
কি হলো 17 মিনিট তো হয়ে গেল।
নাবিল এন্ড লোডিং স্ক্রিন ঠিক আছে কন্টিনিউ কর
So the game is on, and it's pretty standard. No invades, no nothing. Yeah, sure. Now, quite a lot of all chat going on. I don't think they should be doing like that. Okay. So laning phase is on. Both the junglers are starting their blue buffs. While
dude,
yeah.
I don't know why is Oliver starting in bot lane.
Yeah, he's going to the red. I think he's going to the red part. He's not starting blue. No, okay, he's doing it blue.
Okay, I think his plan this game is actually to like help out his top lane.
Yeah, he should be, because there is no flash on the Fiora.
Yeah.
But you know, a gank from volley is always predictable when he's gonna, throw you in or pull you in. And Fiora can just time.
It's pretty easy to like
Yeah,
just time.
just parry his W, yeah.
While we see Hecarim starting on the top side, well, judging this top side start, he's probably gonna gank first in mid lane or bot.
Okay. Don't you think Zyra is more suited in the support role? I mean, you don't really get to see too many Zyras in the mid lane. They don't really play it, do they?
No, they don't. They don't really. Like this is actually because like Zyra is really vulnerable to ganks, and especially she's running like Ignite and Ghost, so it's pretty easy to gank her. Like you use your flash to go on her in the first gank, and she uses her flash too. Then you just revisit that lane and it's pretty easy kill, right?
Yep.
And we also see like she's getting poked out of lane by the Azir. Like if that happens in the early game, it's gonna be a hard time for Zyra to lane. And we see Volibear ganking mid lane, and we might see a flash from Zyra. Yeah, you see that? Like,
So
and Volley didn't even use his flash.
Yeah, he's gonna keep that in mind that his Zyra flash is down for the next 5 minutes. He might just come again. So Zyra's gonna be very vulnerable to ganks now.
I think it's the first blood is going to be in the mid lane. If the Hecarim doesn't help Zyra out.
Yeah.
And we see bot lane like pretty standard. They're like while Lucian is trying to shove Ashe out, and Ashe is actually trying to stay alive in this lane phase, pretty much. And top has a pretty okay CS lead over Gnar, but that lane is going to actually crash on Gnar's turret, and he's gonna even out on that.
Yep.
So it's pretty stalemate at this point. And Volley is revisiting the mid lane. I think it's going to be a kill in mid lane. But Hecarim comes up with a counter gank. And
is there a double kill for Hecarim? I think it is.
No, I don't think so. Oh, that's a pretty nice whoop, and it's going to be first blood for the red team. Well played, Volibear.
Outplayed, my friend. That was
pretty much over-aggression by the Hecarim. Well, he got the both summoners out of Azir, so that should have been the cue for him to like move out from the lane. But he managed to stay there and like.
Yeah, it was really a smart decision to the Volibear just to go back in. He wasn't even sure.
Yeah.
So,
but it was a gamble that paid off.
Yeah, that paid off. Yeah. That gamble paid off.
It's a pretty nice play by Volibear. But that's what I said. Like you don't want to gank in a lane where the Volibear is, right?
Yep.
And that's gonna bite him out because this Volibear already has the lead on him. He has the Stalker's knife.
Yep.
And he's gonna keep ganking that mid lane.
Should be.
If Zyra had ignited the Volibear, that would have been a kill, I guess. Because he was pretty low.
Okay, so the parry for the Fiora is down, and Volibear is gonna go in for again.
The ghost from Fiora saves her.
Yeah. Okay, considering Lucian and Braum have a better laning phase, they aren't really doing much to
Yeah.
more of a farm PS kind of bot lane.
And,
They should look for more
and
engages.
above all that, we see Lucian pretty much out of mana at this point, and
Yeah,
Ashe
yeah.
is pretty much full mana. And
Yeah, it's just
he will have a harass pressure over him right now,
Yep.
since
Yep.
Lucian pretty much cannot do anything without any mana because his
It's
whole kit depends on his like spells
It's passive,
and his
yeah.
passive. Yeah.
Yep. So Zarya might look for. Oh, that was
Oh,
really
that
nice
was
binding.
pretty nice
Yeah, that was really
there
fun.
by Zyra.
The mid lane is very even right now. Both the mid laners are on 39 CS, while Fiora has a 7 CS lead in the top lane. In the bot lane, it's even. Yep.
And like we predicted, this Volibear is actually camping the living hell out of this Zyra.
This is Zarya. Yep. Yep.
Whenever she tries to do something, Volibear is there. And this forces Hecarim to stay in mid lane. So either way, it's actually really good for red team because this Nari is pretty okay, doing okay against this Fever 1v1, but
Okay, so-
he might go down right now.
Yeah, I think. Okay, there was a nice parry, but he's still gonna go down. This is what I was talking about when Fiora doesn't take flash. I mean, you don't have to make too much escapes or anything. You just can't survive that gang. There's no way. You're pushed in so far, and he wasn't even pushed in. He was in the middle of the lane, and he still
And
died.
that's the thing, like Fiora shouldn't have been there in the first place
Yep.
because she just saw a Volibear overward in like river.
And now this is gonna hurt. This is really gonna hurt the Fiora. And
And
the Azir is gonna go down.
And that's a solo kill by Zyra. That's really well played by Zyra. And she didn't even use her ignite or flash. And Azir had his barrier.
Oh, that was really.
Even though like Ashe has a tough laning phase against the Lucian, at this point Ashe pretty much has a CS lead. Like, even though she's down by like 2 CS, it's actually favorable to her. Oh, that's a pretty nice arrow from her. And wow, that is an amazing chain CC by Connected, and this Tarak out, and while this time Hecarim is going to go down while they actually cancel the TP from Fiora, and it's a disaster for the blue team. Like every single lane is now losing beside the mid lane. Like mid lane is pretty win at this point, but that's not going to be the game.
Yeah, that was a bad move from the Hecarim. I shouldn't be even going in, considering the character's ult.
Yeah.
He should have known that.
Actually, when you are actually playing Fiora, you have to do the proactive TP rather than the reactive one. And now we have seen this throughout this series that Nar is actually making TDB's top lane actually making the really well TP plays.
Executed teleport, yeah, and Fiora's not showing up.
And Fiora might get the top tower, but it's not worth it at this point because the first big gold is down and they're actually getting it.
No, I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he's gonna get the tower. Nar is gonna just walk into the lane.
And we see Zyra trying to get a steal. but-
Okay. Fuck it, Azir going. Azir had 0 mana. It couldn't even be. I think Azir
I think he
wanted
was trying to
to.
zone him again.
Yeah, I think he was trying to, just out Zyra inside the
Yeah.
pit, and then later he figured out he had no mana, so he had to
That
use
was
the flash
pretty
out.
darn funny though.
Yeah.
And Fiora didn't get the top lane. It's full on disaster mode for the blue team. And I would like to remind you guys that if blue team loses this game, they're pretty much out of the tournament.
But this tournament is over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they lose the final.
Yeah. Both these teams have qualified for the Pro League, which will take place, let's say 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Um,
Right after the first week of Worlds. We can
Yep.
promise you that.
so we're gonna see more good games. We're all grateful to Z-Man 101 for hosting this amazing tournament, and hopefully we'll be seeing more.
Yeah. And that's a really nice CC game by the red team.
Okay, don't you think that was a really more of an overkill? The volley is smashed in, the Azir has the knockout.
Oh well. For their point of view, it's more of a style point at this point because they can do whatever they want at this point.
Yep.
Because 3K goal made in like 11 minutes.
They are really owning this game right now. That was a really nice
If this
time.
keeps on going, if this keeps going on, they will like snowball the hell out of it. Oh, that's a really nice Narva, and it's going to be a quarter kill for Ash.
Oh, that's a steal
Oh.
from the Oliver.
Come back, Bolivia stole it.
I want to say these guys really know how to DM. I mean, they're taking 3 direct hits for nothing.
Yeah.
I think this game is almost over.
This game is pretty much over since
Yeah.
the late game scaling champions is like fair in like 12 minutes. It's not a good sign. And top things off, if this goes on, we might actually see a 20-minute surrender.
Yeah.
Like, Ash will have the Essence River when she goes face. And wow, Nar already has the Frozen Mallet. Well, I don't know about the Frozen Mallet purchase in this patch though. Like, it does only like 30 damage.
Yeah, but you still get the slow. I mean, the Fiora won't be able to
Like, well,
even come close.
well, when you're actually snowballing the game, it's anything related to damage is help.
Yep. All the direct styles have been on point in this game. I mean,
Yeah.
he's really timed them pretty well.
No. The pretty amazing thing we actually see from the red team is like the CC chaining has been pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty nice to
amazing to
watch, yeah.
witness. Yep. They cool now have Nar and Bolivar are gonna run into Hecarim.
But Hecarim's just gonna
Yeah,
charge
yeah,
his way out
yeah.
of it.
Yeah. They're smartly backing off because they don't have vision on Zyra. They don't know where she is. They might run into Zyra here. Nar is in mega form.
And he doesn't even care about
Yeah.
desire damage at this point.
Yeah. Well, now the thing is, this Bolivar is so fit, he won't even die anymore.
Yeah.
And this Ash has just got activated so hard.
And
the triple
blue team
kill is
just
the
have
last
to
team fight.
pray, just hold back and pray that this red team makes a mistake.
Yep.
In order to blue team to win a fight, red team has to dive the init tower. Or just get caught one by one.
Yeah, but there's a Derek. I think you can easily afford to dive a tower.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
With Derek. Yeah, the
and
Fiora
Fiora
has
gets
got
Ash 1v1, but it
But
won't
Derek
work
was this
because
part. Yeah.
the rest of our team is here to back her up.
Yeah, that is just some selfish play from Fiora. He shouldn't be going in there alone.
Well, at least she's trying something in this game rather than like throwing the last one.
Yeah, but it's getting worse.
Yeah,
I think the red team can even afford to take Baron now.
it's more of like a Woody mode on from like Dreadnought Idiot right now. Like when you are back down, you just try to make plays in like bad spot, and you just lose your team even more badly.
Yeah, but Rainover is not there to carry you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I don't know why Hecarim is going. He will not get anything out of it.
This is still a loss for the red team. I don't think the red team are gonna get anything out of it. Ash is getting okay, so that's another
That's the
nice
thing.
one.
Like,
That's another really nice one. That
he
carry
doesn't
will just
even
keep
care
it alive.
about the damage that Zyra is giving you pulling on him.
The Azir. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, he
Not bad.
actually didn't time his last W pretty well.
Zyra's gonna go down.
And Zyra is dead.
Very well played.
That's pretty much the game, I guess. That's going to be his last out turn to go down.
I don't know if the blue team are tilted or what. They have been playing, they shouldn't be. They have been going for fights, they shouldn't even be fighting.
Oh, good.
And Lich is dead. Lich is
And
obviously dead.
well, at least he gets a shutdown out of it.
Yeah.
Up the mountain we go.
Here against no.
Like, this red team is just steamrolling over blue team by like taking objectives left and right, taking the second dragon. And the Ashe pretty much has like a one item lead over the early game AD carry. Oh, Ashe is caught in mid lane, but she has to flash out.
He's gonna look for a dive with the Azir.
Yeah, it's not wise from Azir. He's
Yeah,
dead.
he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down.
It was nice plays from Fiora after all. That's the thing, like, even when Fiora is like 0-4 or 0-5, you
He'll
don't
still do that.
1v1 her.
Yeah, because it's true damage if you get those vitals, so you're gonna take damage anyway.
You're a
think
good
Fiora
Fiora player, it doesn't matter how much far behind you are,
Yeah.
you'll always win the 1v1s if you play her right.
Yeah, late game. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe
Even
after
now.
you get, after you
Like,
get those 2 items.
Yeah, even now, she can actually 1v1 the Gnar if Gnar misplays anything. Like, if Gnar like accidentally builds his like wallop or anything,
Yep.
he will literally win the fight.
I think
I
this is the
think
battle
they're
being
resetting the
DC.
WT fast, I guess.
Yeah, battle being DC.
So what do you think blue team has to do right now?
I don't think they have anything to do. They should just wait for the red team to make a mistake or something. Or if they can get a catch, maybe after 2 or 3 more levels, if they get a catch, they might just be able to switch to Baron and turn the game around. You never know what's gonna happen.
Like even they're like the best positioned like champ in their game is like standing on 0 stacks on Rod of Ages.
Yep.
That's sad though.
It is, but
The
if
only
you look at the blue team, they do have the pick potential. They have the Fiora who's gonna deal the damage. So if they get a pick and if they can take that Baron, they might just be able to turn this around. But
like
if
they
you look
have
at
to
the
hope.
yeah.
Yeah, they will have to hope to get a pick while Tarek is not near the picked champion though. Like, Tarek is pretty darn like, annoying when you actually pick a champion out, then you see like Tarek is standing behind it and like outing him to save it.
Yep.
And guys, we are in the last
okay,
5
so-
minutes of this pause.
Yeah, we overlooked the Ash here. Ash is really roll right now. He's 5-0, and he has almost 2 items. So if he recalls, he's gonna get that item he's making. So it's gonna probably be a static ship. What do you think?
I think it's a fan dancer, I guess,
Okay.
or the Ruinous Hurricane.
What do you think is a better second item than Ash? Should they go for?
Well, she's actually snowballing this game. Yeah, I would take.
It really
Ruinous
doesn't
Hurricane.
matter. It really doesn't matter, does it?
No, actually.
Okay.
Like you actually get your like Q stacks earlier than normal. You
Early
need 4
is-
stacks of auto attack to get your Q, right?
Yep.
So with Ruinous Hurricane you actually need like 2 auto.
Yep.
So okay, we see Red Team finally get the top tag which they have fought for like the last 3 minutes or so. And the Baron is going to be up in like 45 seconds, and that's gonna decide the game. Well, if blue team can't get the steal on Baron, that might buy them some time, but that won't clearly win them the game. But
Yep.
they'll just buy them. That's all. Like the only thing the blue team can do is like survive everything red team throws at them and hope the red team to make a mistake.
Yep.
That's all they can hope for right now because they're so far behind. They're like
It wouldn't
9k.
even matter. I don't think they can even hold this turret.
They're 7k gold behind the red team right now. In 20 minutes, that's unreal.
Yep.
Every single lane is like pushing at them.
Yeah.
And then there is this Azir who's like
Okay,
kicking you out
so
of this
that's an
lane.
interesting choice of item from Azir. Most others do prefer going for the Nashor's Tooth at first. He's gone for the Protector. What do you think? Was it even necessary in this matchup?
Well, I think he was hoping for a long laning phase.
Yeah.
That is why he actually bought it. But later he found out he's actually team fighting right now.
Yeah, but this item is just gonna delay his power spike. What do you think? We could have gone for the Nashor's Tooth, and then if he did get the Nashor's Tooth at first, he could have gone for the needlessly large rod for that Rylai's, and he could have gone for that
Yeah.
spike already. He could have gone
Well,
for the spike
I think
already.
he was worried that he wasn't really able to dodge the skill shot in mid lane, so
Yeah.
he opted for a defensive itemization.
Yeah, he wasn't really confident with his Zyra. As he also
Yeah, I saw him. He was repeatedly getting poked out of lane, even
Yeah,
though
he got
like,
stole
Oliver
his
was
runs
camping
too.
him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's actually smart for him to like understand the problem he's going through, rather than like being a arrogant player and go for the same build. It's pretty
Yeah.
smart of him, I guess.
Yeah, I think Nar should be in the bot lane right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why was
That's the thing I have been saying about this Hikaru, that he cannot do anything.
Okay, now that the red team are cornered, clear, Terry doesn't have a lot of-
I think this is the best fight they can actually possibly have, and Fiora just wrecking.
I think
the
this is
habit
a,
of
I
the-
think this is a throw. I think this is a throw.
yeah.
They're gonna get the Baron. They're gonna get the Baron. They're gonna get the
And
Baron.
it's gonna be Ace and a Baron. Oh my god. Well, we have a taker in this game, guys.
The Volibear wasn't
We
even
see
there.
Oliver like flashing.
That was just dumb. That was so dumb. If the Volibear wasn't there, they're gonna be really low, right? I mean, the Volibear
Yeah.
could go for it, but the steal, I mean, the blue team are gonna be really low here.
I don't think
They're
they
gonna have to
should
back
do
out.
the
Yeah, they're
Baron
gonna have to
right
back
now.
out. No, that's not necessarily Volibear to just, yeah, to just back out. Yeah. It should be going before. We've seen it before, it doesn't work.
Okay, that was a really nice team fight by the blue team, but have to keep doing this over and over again to come back into this game, because even after that fight, they're behind 6k gold lead. Like, it's a really tough place to be in as the blue team, because you cannot even get the Baron. Like, you don't even have the sufficient damage to take down the Baron.
Yeah, and Fiora did get some kills in the last team fight. He got 3 of them, so let's see if we can pull something off.
Yeah, but killing the Ashe would have been a lot. Would have been.
Yeah, better.
Would have been a
better.
lot because he has a lot of gold on her. The
They
shutdown
weren't-
gold would have helped them.
Yeah, they weren't able to do Baron because it's a little too early in the team, in the game to do Baron. It's just been 2 minutes, so.
I think they didn't realize it because
Yeah,
The
that was their
game
only
phase actually
option. I
stopped.
mean, if they got that Baron, it would have been already a turn
Yes.
to the blue team's side.
it actually feels like a late game because the game phase stopped at like 11 minutes.
Yep.
I don't think blue team should actually contest this battle because
I
it means
do-
nothing. And it's really now at now. Wow.
They do have the Fioras alone on the firing that would I don't think they're gonna do it. They're not gonna do anything about it.
I think Brock should sacrifice himself. Yeah. That's a pretty wise thing to do.
I don't think you can even team fight anymore with the red team. Being the blue team, because there's
Well,
a Taric ult.
since Zyra actually ulted the Gnar instead the backline, I don't think they have sufficient damage to take down the backline at this point without
Yeah.
the Zyra ult.
Yeah. Well, now that there's a Taric ult with the Ashe, I mean, the Ashe doesn't even have to move. He doesn't even have to fight in order to, kill them. You can just stand there for 3 seconds, you're gonna get the damage. You're gonna be able to kill them all one by one. He doesn't even have to move.
Yeah, at this point she's a mini Cogmo right now.
Yep.
Here's the thing, like, even though blue team actually got the dragon, that wasn't a convincing win in the last team fight because after that skirmish, they actually got 1 kill out of it. I think that is pretty lucky from blue team. They actually get 1 casualty after that really mismatched team fight. We see Ashe getting the red buff. Probably we'll have USS next, I guess, or a Bloodthirster. Let's see what she
it's
gets.
a potential 7k goal lead for the red team. It's going up. The number is going up within minutes.
Yeah, but as soon as the blue team gets the side waves control, they will be at like 6k gold behind, I guess.
Yeah.
So 5k gold behind, I guess. Because there is a lot of minion waves still to be killed for blue team. Top and bot. I don't know what red team is doing. They should be like setting up for battle. And Azir just moved his soldiers.
Alright, so there's an ult from the Braum. The Hecarim is gonna cover the Azir, the backline. The Taric comes in. They're all knocked out, but they are invulnerable. The Azir gets dropped down. The Fiora is gonna roll here. She's gonna pick up the double.
Still
There's
the
the volley
Ashe
there.
understood.
Yeah. I
Ashe
think
might
Fiora's
go
gonna be able
down
to take him
right
down.
now.
Yep.
And she's down. And it's gonna be an ace, guys. Oh my god.
I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what happened there. The Fiora did so much work here.
Yes. I think Fiora has something to prove from last game, I guess.
Yeah.
He pretty much threw the last game, I guess. Now she
Let's
actually did
talk
it
about. I
herself.
don't think I don't think that Fiora really is, playing with the team. She's on her own world and she's carrying it all by herself.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason they actually lost that team fight is that they actually used every defensive abilities they have, saving the Azir. Then when Ashe actually finally arrived, they have nothing to save Ashe. And that is where actually the blue team went off and just destroyed the Ashe,
Yep.
who's pretty much an immobility carry. Like, Ashe has a lot of damage, but he actually needs a team to help to make her do damage. Rather, beside that, she cannot do anything. That is why Ashe is pretty hard to play. And Azir gets the blue steal. Mini victories on blue team, red team right now. But we see that gold lead is actually shrinking. It's down to 3k only.
Yeah, because there was a team fight win for the blue team there.
Yeah.
And they got 2 turrets out of it.
And blue team really has some standing goal. Like they have the bot outer, right? They can actually take it and like make it even like smaller goal lead from red team.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the itemization. Like Braum is building towards the Aegis, while
That's a very unusual build from Hecarim. I think he's just looking to tank for the team.
yeah,
Considering he knows that he's very much useless when it comes to dealing damage.
yeah.
He wants to tank.
Actually, it's pretty smart from him. Like few days ago, we saw Rengar who kept losing the team fights but still building damage. But
Yeah.
we see Taric getting caught, and it's a pretty nice Narbar and oh my god.
Okay, that's a very sweaty team fight. I think the red team will not
Oh my god, the Fiora is doing work, guys.
Yeah, it's a
Fiora
Fiora.
is annihilating every single one of them because she has the. Yeah, we were talking about, but problem is
Well,
The Volibear
if you
actually
ask
killed
me
that
the Volibear went to change for the Zyra, and you should just be with the team. You should stick with the team. You should just feel for the Ashe right now.
yeah.
You should keep the Fiora away from the Ashe.
Here's the
That's
thing,
what the
like, they're committing too much to kill the Zyra and the Hecarim, and they've actually pretty much forgot about the Lucian and the Cat Fiora. Like, you can actually criticize about the Fioras, like the early game, everything, but she's actually doing work in these team fights. Like, she's literally carrying
the game.
4 people on her back right now.
Yeah, she is. Well, if you ask me, the Volibear could play a little smarter just to feel for the Ashe.
Yeah.
If he does, then the Ashe might just get a little more space.
Like, here's the thing, like, Ash pretty much has to get a GA or a Bloodthirster at this point. I don't know, like, I don't think, like, QSS is going to help her right now.
It won't.
Yeah.
It really won't. Ashe needs more peel. She's not getting any peel.
But here's the thing, like, Tar is still playing like the way he was actually playing when they had like 10k gold lead or so. He actually stopped doing. He should actually stop doing this because there is no gold lead at this point. Like it's literally like 2k gold lead in like 30 minutes. It doesn't mean much. And most of the gold is actually on that Ashe who cannot do anything
Yeah.
if the front line is dead.
A summoner has reconnected.
Well, if blue team actually wins this game,
Summoner has reconnected.
it's going to be a lot hard for the red team to come back into the third game and actually do good. Because it will be really heartbreaking for the red team to lose this game, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be very sad because considering the skills were around 315 or something,
Yeah,
so it's gonna be very hard.
and one point of the game we were talking about surrender, right?
Yeah.
Now
it,
we're in a game
it was
where,
just
like,
this one fight where the red team got caught out and the Volibear wasn't even there.
and
That's where the things changed.
it kept on steamrolling.
Yep. Well, now it's gonna get harder for the red team because the Fiora does have the GA. Oh, he had GA in the last fight too.
Yeah, he had the GA.
Yeah, it never popped, so the
But
Fiora
this
is
thing-
still there.
Like, I'm actually happy that actually blue team actually came back into this game because it's actually for final. This game is actually delivering.
Yeah. So for now, the blue team, the Hecarim and the Braum are doing the tanking job, while the Lucian is very much far behind in CS, but
Yeah.
he's still covering it
Well,
up. He's
Lucian
getting the
is
kills.
actually working like a utility. Like he's
Yeah.
decreasing the armor with his black cleaver while Fiora is actually like chopping everyone down.
Yep. Yeah.
And that
I'm asking myself the fact that how is the Fiora even getting close to the Ashe, considering that he doesn't even have flash, She
Yeah,
has a ghost and
well,
just this one parry.
it actually depends on this Azir who's actually not playing pretty effective around this kit. Like
Yeah.
Azir alone can actually save Ashe, which is like ult.
Yeah.
Like he has to just wait for Fiora to use her riposte, then use his ult. Then it can be a pretty easy team fight to win because Ashe can really shoot Fiora down at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just the Azir ult. If you look at the other team members, if there's the Gnar, there's the Azir wall, there's the Ashe ult, there's a Volibear which can peel for you, there is a Taric ult. I mean, there are so many saves in the red team which can really help
Even
the
then,
Ashe.
Ashe
But
is dying. I don't know how.
yeah, I don't know how Ashe is dying. Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
I think at this point they should just focus on saving the Ashe in a team fight. Or if they lose the next fight, it's going to be too late. Because losing the next fight means Baron for the other team, right?
Yep. Whoever gets the next fight will take the lead for the game.
And it's really unlucky for the red team that no Infernal Drake actually spawned after the first one. If that had, it would have been even harder for the red team, blue team to win this game.
Yep.
I would really like for Hecarim to get a pink at this point.
Yeah.
Find picks because they have been finding picks this game very easily.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't see, as a mid lane Zyra, I don't see too much damage in that build from Zyra. You know, there's the Rod of Ages and then
and here's the thing, like look at the Nar build. Even though he's seeing that Fiora and Lucian is doing a lot of work on him, he's actually not building any armor. That's pretty unfortunate.
It is.
Only armor item I see on red team is Randuin. Like the major armor item, yeah.
Yeah.
Nar is working on a Thorn Mill. I would really like to see a PA on him right now.
Yep.
That would actually buy some time.
We should, let's look at the CS difference between the laners here. Fiora hasn't really been split pushing, she just really have that lead over the Nar. The
Here's the
jungle...
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the level differential. Like, look at the level differential. Like, almost every single blue team member is up on level.
Yeah, and I think they should really look for fights with the Nar, with the Mega Nar. I mean,
Or
if
they
the
should
Mega Nar
split
gets
the
to the
Nar
back line.
at this
Yeah.
Because that would make Fiora go into the side lanes.
And even though Fiora doesn't have, Fiora has TP, she's not looking to split push. She's staying with the team, she wants the team fight. That's very unusual, you don't really get to see that.
Well, I think it's an adaptation from the previous game where actually she couldn't make any good TP
And
plays.
TP plays, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's a really nice Zyra. And
Yeah, I missed
that's
the
my
ulti, yeah.
Fiora. And she's done it. And this might get team fight with easily. And Fiora is just killing everyone. It's like Fiora, molly those fools. And she is doing it.
Actually needs to position herself.
Yeah. She was literally standing on Zyra's
Yeah.
Just put it down. And it's going to be a Baron and pretty much pushed towards inhibitor.
I think they're gonna get the inhibitor, yep.
Yeah, after that.
There was some poor positioning from Ash.
Even
Just
after
standing
that
there.
team fight, blue team is actually trailing in gold. And finally they will lead in gold after getting this
Yeah,
Baron.
that's what the team ended up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finally they are
Oh no,
on
1K
11.
golden.
11
Oh no, 1K golden, yep.
This game, man.
I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, this one time the red team had a very big lead of 315 when it
I
comes
don't
to
know.
kill score.
I really
And then
don't
next
know
step
what
will be-
Ash was doing over there. Like,
Yeah, that was a really weird.
he was literally standing in one position and Zyra just walked up to her and like ulted her. Like, that was like free kill, I guess. Like one of those situations like in solo queue you get like free kill ADC. I don't know what's going on right now. Dar finally gets her major armor item. That's about
Now that they have Baron, they should look for fights. I mean, and also to me, the Azir is not positioning himself very well. With
I don't
the
know what's
Azir.
going on. Like
The
the
Azir
red
is
team
getting
is
crawled out.
towards dragon while blue team is pushing tops, and they actually could have taken that top tower.
Yep.
But they decided to
It
go
goes to
back.
back off. Yeah, it's because they have no vision. They have no wards around the map. If you can see the blue team, they have no wards around the map.
Oh,
The red
that
team
explains, yeah.
the red team have wards over their own jungle. They have wards in the river. They have wards in the bot side. I mean, this is gonna help them out. This is gonna help them, to figure
Okay.
out where the blue team are.
I think it's pretty smart from red team that they're actually like what looping the blue team around and wasting their dragon Baron buff. Pretty okay, but blue team finally gets that outer bot, I guess. And they're setting up a bottom inner push. Here's the thing, like, they don't have the tools for Lucian to like shoot on the turrets. Because if Lucian gets caught by an Ash arrow or something, he's pretty much dead. Because he doesn't have a QSS, or even his support doesn't have a big kills.
You know, the other side, let's talk about the third item the Lucian bought. It's a static shift instead of any QSS or anything. I don't think he really needs it. The red team, they're not being able to go to the back line.
Yeah. I think what Lucian is trying to do at this point is like do whatever he can in the team fight to let Fiora do damage. Like that's the only thing he can hope to do because he cannot do any damage to the other team.
Yeah, but now the longer this game goes, I mean the red team will be able to, you know, come back into the game considering the Azir is scaling up.
But judging by their team fights, I don't think they cannot they can't do anything in team fights because their team fights were really poor. Like even with 11k gold, they managed to like wolf the team fight out. And when you're like even items, when you're like even item points, it's really hard to do when you couldn't do with the golden. And I don't know what's wrong.
That is
and that's really I think that's over aggression.
I don't think that was really necessary. The Fiora's back there. The Fiora's what are they doing?
I don't know.
That is
But even then Ash died.
I don't know what is happening.
I am really appalled by the things which is happening in this game.
I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure I understand. Nar,
I don't know about that. Hikaru is pretty much
they
wasting
died
his
for so
battle.
long and
Guardian Angel, I guess.
yeah, this is the game. This is the game for her to do.
Here is
This
back
is the game.
with a TP.
I think the red team will probably look out to ban Fiora too, along with the Jack now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting to see what Dreadlock is
Actually, Lucian should hit the turret instead of like trying to kill anyone right now. Because Ash is up in like 1 second.
Yeah.
If they're
I think
back
he
right
can
now,
still. I think he can still in the game. He
I
can still in the
think
game. Yeah.
Dead Hikaru.
If they re-engage, they'll still win. They decide not to.
Yeah, that's pretty much smart from Blue Team because they know that they have a winning condition now.
I don't want to do it anymore.
And they have a huge wave knocking in their like top turret.
The fact that they died so hard into the back line, and the direct health was also on. I'm not sure how the red team did not win that fight.
I don't know what happened in the team fight.
Yeah, we'll have to look back into the team fight again.
Like when a Fiora is back, like diving onto your back line, you should just focus her instead of like focus in the front
Yeah,
lines.
yeah. The Bolivar is making the same mistake over and over again. He's going for the back line.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Bolivar should be with the back line, in the back line with the Ash.
Okay.
If the Ash lives, they're gonna win the team fight anyway.
Like even even if red team loses this game, they pretty much has to fix one thing. The communication with the back line is that volley. Listen,
Yeah, but
like,
in the last game,
you just
they
have one job
probably-
to do. It's like you just save your carry. That's all.
Yeah.
You just win team fights.
Considering how much ahead Bolivar was, and
Yeah.
he still is. He's really tanky right now. I mean, he should just focus on keeping the carries alive. And it's up to the Bolivar or the Azir ult, which has to keep the Fiora away from the Ash.
Even though like the blue team is ahead by like 4k gold now, it doesn't mean a lot because everyone is actually hitting their like 6 item points, like in a matter of minute or so, I guess.
Yep. And I don't think
Any
the
goal
blue team.
wouldn't matter anything.
Yeah, I don't think the blue team can even team fight anymore because considering the Fiora level is three times higher than what Nar has. So Fiora's on level 17, Nar is on level 14. They can't even team fight anymore. They should wait for 2 hit that
Even
level.
Zyra
18.
has her third ultimate, which is the level 16 ultimate,
Yeah.
while Azir has level 15.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen Azir do much in this game.
Here's the thing, like even if Azir kind of like built for Ash, it would have been a nice.
Yeah, it just looks like they're in their different world. They're not cooperating. They're not communicating. They are still so far away from each other. They are not helping each other to.
I think that one
Get the fear away.
lost team fight, which happened like in the early game, like after the 20
Yeah.
minutes mark, actually broke up the every single communication they had within their team.
Holy Bear should just
And-
go for the banner instead. Oh my
But
god.
it was pretty.
This is
well
a good
played
start
by
for.
them.
Yeah, the Fiora.
Finally, we see Ash untouched, but it doesn't matter because her team is dead.
Yeah, this is gonna be the game. Ash is. He knows he's dead. He knows he's dead. The Fiora is hungry and he wants to kill him. Is he gonna get taken down? He might just get taken down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
That was a 4 for 3. That wasn't a bad trade for the red team, considering they have lost all
Yeah.
the team fights. It's a 4 for 3. It's
Like, considering the position the red team was on, it was a pretty okay-ish trade, I guess. Here's the thing again. They're trying to 1v1 the Ash right now, and
yeah, yeah.
it means a lot. Like, later this game goes, Ash will be okay to be held on her own for the rest of the team fight, I guess. Like, if she gets a decent team for herself. Like, this was the only team fight where Ash was untouched by the way. And she did a lot. Soon she is going to have a QSS or a GA. And we see a chain vest, which means she's going for a guardian angel. Even though there are like so many magic resist on like red team, Zyra is not building a void stuff. It's pretty.
Yeah, the Zyra
Questionable.
build looks really weird to me. It's not
Yes.
the usual Zyra. Like, it's only because we don't really get to see too many Zyras.
Yeah, and in the last team fight, there was a void of Zyra's damage, I guess.
Yeah.
Like she didn't do much.
Not sure. The blue team, they have taken the Elder Dragon. They're gonna deal some true damage on their autos and their spells.
And they have a Baron buff on two members, the Hecarim and the Lucian. And that Dragon hurts.
This Elder Dragon is gonna really hurt because it's gonna
But-
deal 2 damage.
Red team is really lucky that they have a wave clear of Azir, who is actually really good at clearing this Baron buff minion waves.
Yeah, and if you ask me, I've seen the Azir. He's not being able to position his soldiers very well. He's
Yeah.
auto attacking most of the time in team fights because his soldiers have been out of the fight most of the time.
The only thing that Azir has to make sure is that like nobody gets on his backline, and if he cannot do that, he has to do like that. He has to put his soldier in a range for Lucian's auto attack, so that Lucian just stays out of the fight.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna take 2 Qs and 1 E from Fiora just to take that Ashe or Azir down.
Yeah.
No. Fiora has completed her
24 and a
24th
frozen
and Frozen
mallet.
Mallet. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
That
Rom is gonna go
is-
ham in. The Derek is gonna go down.
But you see, like Ash is going on, but she does not blown up by the Fiora. And that is going to be a game, guys. It's going to be 1-1. Team Extreme. Oh no.
Yeah, the Fiora's still there.
It's pretty lucky for the red team that the inhibitor just won. Whenever when they were trying to.
I think Fiora's gonna go down. Yeah, Fiora's gonna go down.
And
Now,
it's a
is
pretty good
this-
trade for.
Is this gonna change anything? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, because
If Fiora does get her GA down,
I think she has enough gold to buy another item instead of the.
yeah,
GA.
should. You should just sell the
Check.
GA now.
Yeah, she has.
Should
Like, she has
just-
1,000 gold right now.
Yeah, if
You
you
can
sell the
actually-
GA, you can go for a spectral call or something.
Yeah, or even a thorn mill if she wants. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Blue team's turret has been
Like,
destroyed.
actually, it was pretty lucky for the red team. Like, whenever the blue team tried to hit the Nexus turret, the inhibitor just came up.
So what should the red team do? Considering the bot lane is gonna be pushed now, the blue team might look for Baron.
Well,
And it's gonna be up in 2 minutes.
they have to make sure they have a nice Azure wall. Like, if they actually can put a good Azure wall, like Ashe can actually blow anything up in front of her. Like, even the Fiora won't stand a chance.
Yeah.
If she can, like, throw out 2 or 3 autos with her Q on.
Yeah. So it's an interesting choice of items for Hikarim. He has bought the Iceborne Gauntlet. What do you think? Do you think it's a viable item on Hikarim?
Well, it's pretty okay at this point since he cannot go for a Trinity Force right now, but he can actually go for the Iceborne Gauntlet, which gives you a Shin proc, at least. So, it's, and the slow is going to help. Like, well, the Hikarim itemization is pretty. I think it's pretty intelligent since he knows that he's not going to carry this game, so he's opting into some utility items like, well, the Storax Cage to be alive and the Iceborne Gauntlet to slow people up. He's trying to tank up as much damage as he can.
So what is
While-
the blue team trying to do? Are they looking to...
Well,
Ambush
they're
him.
actually hoping for someone to walk up to clear this
Stop
wave
that
and
bush, yeah.
get a pick out of it. But I haven't seen
Well,
an
I-
Ashe arrow to start an engage or something.
Yeah, they should be looking for those picks. The Fiora is gonna be a problem here. She needs to be stopped. Somehow, I'm not sure.
Okay, finally we see Nar split pushing. Like in
No, this is
40
what they should have
minutes
started.
in the game, like
They should have started this for like
a long,
50
long time ago.
30 minutes in the game.
Because there was this point when Nar would actually win the 1v1 against Fiora, but it's too little too late, guys, because Fiora is just going to wreck Nar now 1v1.
Yeah.
And we see blue team start.
A
the
teleport is
down,
coming in. No one's in the Baron pit. Nar is gonna be there alone.
but Nar doesn't have a bar.
That's a really nice team. But okay. So there's a follow up from the red team. Yes.
And it's going to be an ace, I guess.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Ashe is exhausted, she has to run back. And
I don't think there's nothing to do about it.
And this is the game, guys.
Yeah, this is gonna be the game.
Blue team is going to take game 2, and they are going to tie up the series 1-1. And I have to say, at one point of the game, blue team was down 11k gold.
And
Now
11
they're actually
kills.
pushing towards red team's Nexus. I don't know why they're actually pushing mid lane, where they actually could.
This is
And
surrender.
the surrender vote because they knew they could win. But I
Yeah.
don't think the way they were actually approaching the Nexus, they would have ended. I don't think so.
Okay, this game was. I'm not sure how this game even came to this point.
Well, only one word can actually explain this game, buddy. Clown Fiesta. It was just an awful game.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to even describe this game.
Yeah,
They were.
this was, well, from a spectator's point of view, it was really exciting. But if I want to analyze this game, this was a pretty bad game.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Because-
Considering how big of a lead you had and you couldn't even capitalize.
Yeah, if blue team played it smart, they could even win this game at the 50-minute mark because
Yeah.
They had the tools to do so, but
Yeah, now if we look into the damage so
oh
far.
my god, Lucian did a lot of damage.
Okay, so it was Lucian and Zyra the whole time. I mean, we've been talking about the Fiora a lot,
Here's the
but
thing, like Lucian was doing work while actually Fiora just like executed them.
yeah,
Like here's the thing, like Lucian was actually decreasing a lot of armor for the red team, and
yeah,
Fiora just went in like just chop out the squishy ones.
yeah. Alright, this is us signing off from game 2. Game 3 will start shortly. We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Stay